Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for Mr. Beast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over
Wow, he really changed a lot. But why are people bothered, first of all?
the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the Mr. Beast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck-loving dude, yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just
hold on.
Gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now,
wait, doesn't everybody support the LGBTQ? Doesn't everybody support the community? But why are they... I just think they find a way to hate on Mr. Beast. Low key.
This was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram.
What the
Yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make...
The internet doesn't like anything. It doesn't like anything. If you hate on Chris, you're homophobic. If you don't hate on Chris, you like Mr. Beast, you are encouraging him leaving his wife and stuff. Bro, what does the world want?
Efforts to return to his former self. He'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. "There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create..."
Wow. There goes, boy, no way, boy. Damn. Wait, so who's going to be the mother now? Or is Chris's wife going to just take the girl, the child, and take care of
Good times create
Of the
weak men,
sun.
and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love.
Facts.
I know I'm going
Facts, just like
to be a
racism, bro.
great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support
And my advice is stay off Twitter. Stay off fucking Twitter. Just stay off it.
you in his
Stay
life,
off.
as well as
There's
I
too
adore
much
that.
hate
I'm glad you made
and
that
envy.
decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure?" Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments
Even YouTube commented. Hey, YouTube, comment on my post. You gave me a strike for nothing. I low-key want to box YouTube, you know. I want to box him. Meet me in the ring. Misfit, KSI, you know. Meet me in the ring, box it. You gave me a strike. You gave me a fucking strike. What for? I'm not famous. Yeah, I want to beat YouTube. Nah, I'm joking. Don't give me another strike. But low-key, I want to... Damn, bro. The platform has become so sensitive, bro. It has become so sensitive. Stop giving me strikes. Just stop giving me strikes. I'll improve.
also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life.
Wow.
In some ways, it was...
Hold on, bruh, get off Twitter. Get off fucking Twitter, bruh. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitter. Twitter is so toxic. When I open Twitter, I feel like I've opened a portal of demons. That's why I'm never there. Twitter is just toxic. There's nobody who's happy for anyone on Twitter. There's nobody who's happy for anyone achieving something. There's always hate. You always find something wrong with something. Get off fucking Twitter.
It's nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos.
Man,
FBet. Тръпката е навсякъде. Бонусите са важни. 1500 лева за казино.
I ain't gonna edit that shit out. This video is too
For
long.
example, in a recent live stream titled Opening 1,000
So sorry
Mystery
if you
Art
watched it.
Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the
I've
room,
never seen
and
Jimmy
therefore
so
everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well.
Hold on.
It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each
Yo,
of them
is it just me or Mr. Beast is growing older?
started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice.
Shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views
Yeah,
worth of
people
drama
just
and
find
criticism.
suspects for anything.
Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say
So
as
today people hate the LGBT too. Today they hate them. God damn. If Mr. Beast said, I don't support, he would have been cancelled. But today everyone supports. Bruh, this world is so confusing.
The situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current Mr. Beast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. Mr. Beast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the Mr. Beast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an
Facts.
easy way to up my
So
views
you're
if
a
I got
Keemstar
it.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that Mr. Beast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for Mr. Beast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancel.
Hey,
If you
Mr.
don't, his
Beast.
channel will die for
Give me some money, bro. I'm broke.
real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy
But how do you know?
implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer Mr. Beast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate,
Of course,
thus annoying
nigga,
a
you-
different
look
group
at-
of
look at-
people, many of whom will never
Look at these niggas, man. I'm a defective human being.
express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer
Niggas were born to hate. That's just the thing. They were just born to hate. Now you express your opinion, but I just find it hypocritical on both sides. You know what I'm saying? If it was the other way around, and Mr. Beast didn't support, he would still get cancelled. But in the first place, the fans are not even supporting in the first place. You get what I'm saying? They are not supporting it. If Mr. Beast didn't support it and they were on their side, they would get cancelled. So what do you want?
Mr. Beast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad
The only clear solution is for people to just focus on your own life. This has nothing to do with you. This won't make you money. This won't do shit for you. This won't do anything for you. It just can't. It can't help you grow. It can't help you anything. Mr. Beast is still rich at the end of the day. He giving 1 million to other people. He's still rich, helping out people, doing the best, curing blindness and stuff like that. This has nothing to do with you. Focus on what really matters. Get off your phone. Go spend time with family. This is nothing. There will be another trend and another trend. There will be this trend. And then this will be forgotten easily. By tomorrow, there will be another trend. There will be this trend, there will be this trend, and there will be that trend. It all just doesn't make sense.
press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Damn.